Einstein at School by Patrick Pringle. Albert Einstein is regarded as the greatest physicist since Newton. This lesson, written by Patrick Pringle, describes the circumstances that led to Albert's expulsion from a German school. The narrative begins with Albert being asked about a date by his history teacher. Albert was straightforward and he told him that he found it pointless to memorize dates when one could easily flip through the necessary pages whenever one needed to. He believed in education but did not like the orthodox and traditional teaching methodology at school and did not consider learning facts as education. His teacher found him to be a disgrace. Mr. Braun, his history teacher, suggested that the boy should request his father to take him away. Albert felt miserable. Besides this, Albert was equally disappointed and unhappy with his temporary lodging. His landlady was noisy and quarrelsome, and he also hated the violence in that slum. The landlady beat her children regularly, and she herself was beaten by her husband, who came drunk on Saturdays. It was disgusting. Albert doubted if he would ever pass the exams. Albert shared this with his cousin Elsa, who said that he would pass the exams only if he tried to learn by rote, which he found difficult. He was interested in science. His only other hobby was music. He played violin regularly. After spending 6 months alone in Munich, Albert decided to go back to Milan in Italy with his parents. He discussed his problem with Yuri, his friend, and asked him if he knew a doctor who could give him medical certificate for nervous breakdown. He wanted to use the medical certificate to get a long leave from the school. Yuri promised him help. He sent Albert to Dr. Ernst Weil, a specialist in nervous troubles. Albert met the young doctor, who promised to help him and agreed to certify that he had a nervous breakdown. But he wanted to know what Albert would do next. Albert said that he would go to Milan and seek admission in some Italian college and go for a diploma. Dr. Weil handed him a certificate and wished him the best of luck. Albert then approached his maths teacher, who gave a glowing reference to him. He mentioned that Albert was ready for the study of higher mathematics. Soon Albert was summoned to the head teacher's room. He was called to the headmaster's office, where he was asked to leave the school on his own accord, otherwise he would be expelled. When Albert asked for his fault, he was charged of disturbing Mr. Braun. Without much argument, Albert willingly left the school, as this is exactly what he had wanted. Yuri was the only person in Munich to see him off.